September 21st, 1987. It's been 1 year since I first went inside that house. I have to finish what I started. What I am about to do has not been approved by the Vatican.
Well, welcome guys, and welcome to Faith, the Unholy Trinity. So this is an indie horror game on Steam by Airdorf Games and New Blood Entertainment. The premise is very simple. You only have two controls, moving around and pushing a button to raise your cross. It's basically as if this game was like a lost Atari game, because that's basically how it plays. The story is kind of like if it was based... what's the best way to put this? It's inspired by like the big horror game scare of like the early 1980s, I think. But we play as a character named John Ward, who's come back to finish what he started a year ago. What did he start a year ago? Well, we're gonna find that out. So I'm gonna keep it as a fit display rather than Stretchorama, because Stretch kind of looks weird. Let's not have any backgrounds, because they kind of take away from the game, I feel like. Alright, so we have 3 chapters. Chapter 2 does have a prologue as well, but we'll start with Chapter 1. Let's do a new game. These are extra modes that unlock for after you complete the game. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so this is John Ward. Have you forgotten already? This forest has a mind of its own. If you get lost, you can always try remembering where you've been. Pressing the escape key or start button is a good place to start. If you're in a hurry, hold spacebar or the action button to skip cutscenes. So yeah, we do move very slow, but the game is balanced around that. So some items can be purified, like this tree, and they'll usually drop a note. Today I noticed Amy's favorite tree looks like it's dying. All the needles are falling off and the bark is peeling. I guess I'm more upset about it than Amy is. She's totally absorbed in her volunteer work at the clinic. I guess it's good that she found something she's passionate about, but I've gotten ugly looks from some of the women at book club. Kathy and her religious friends won't even talk to me anymore. A clinic. So we're just looking around for stuff to purify. Hello, dear. Goodbye, dear. There's my car. Alright, let's go up another screen. Surprised we haven't run into Michael yet. Oh, what's this?
Chaos reigns.
I see. I caught some people walking through the woods around the house last week. Not kids, just regular adults. They told me they got lost while hiking. I pointed them back towards the road. The whole thing just didn't feel right. I think I should go dig up Bob's rifle out of storage. Okay, so that creature is called Michael Davies. he's gonna be following us throughout the woods. We can eventually repel him for good. I'm surprised it took that long for him to show up. What happens if we pause it when he's on screen? This happens. Michael Davies jump scare. You're invited. Come celebrate Nate and Jason's 6th birthday. Sunday, May 3rd, 12 to 4 p.m. Turn right at 1338 Snake Meadow Hill Road and go straight past the well. So it's telling us how to reach the house. We do have a map, but it doesn't show your exact location. No. What'd you say about my mother? Public lecture by Carl James Osborne. Connecticut's historical connections to witchcraft, Satanism, and the beast system. Lovely. Alright, so let's loop around back to the well. No! Leave that deer alone. I have the body of a pig! He can't say that. Bob, the kids and I miss you more every day. The twins and Amy have started their next school year here at home. Amy keeps asking when she's going to be allowed to go to real school. I think she's getting cabin fever. The twins are having no problem occupying their time. Yesterday they came in with their hands covered in blood. I guess they found a dead deer and thought it would be a good idea to touch it. I think we might have a coyote problem because when I went out with them to look at the dead deer, it was a pretty gruesome sight. All this just a day after the twins' birthday party. Can't wait till you come home.
I go unwillingly.
I go unwillingly. Right, so we do need to come to this house first. The Martins' house lies about 100 yards off of Snake Meadow Hill Road. There's almost no driveway. Trees just out in the middle of a gravel path that is mostly covered in grass. It's difficult to find the house, especially since it was already dark when we arrived. Father Allred seemed to know where he was going. He simply drove straight ahead until we arrived at the house. In the headlights, I saw an old shed off to the right of the path. Father Allred explained that he would rather perform the exorcism away from the house, but the Martins had insisted that Amy remain inside. He complained that having the family present makes it difficult to proceed with elements of the rite that may seem harsh to the layperson. An exorcism. Oh, well, there's a key. Oh. Better be ready as you try to leave. He tries to ambush you. Nice try, Michael. Alright, let's loop around until we see that gravel on the ground again. We do also want to chase Michael Davies away enough that we get his note. I think you have to repel him at least 10 times. Something like that. Alright, well there's the house. Let's try to repel Michael a bit more. Fortunately, it's completely down to RNG if he shows up or not. Come on, Michael.
Worship. know nothing.
You know nothing. Okay, once he drops the note, that's how you know you've repelled him enough times. Father Garcia, you are hereby instructed to release Michael Davies from your care and return him to his home immediately. Mr. and Mrs. Davies have already been contacted by our office. A representative of the church is currently en route to their home to discuss compensation in return for their discretion. You will meet our representatives there and accompany them back to Rome. Cardinal Gifford. So it's talking about that creature there, Michael Davies. Ooh, I missed a note somewhere. Ah, here it is. Is it this one? Mr. Martin, it has taken longer than expected registering the markers on your property as a historical cemetery. Our office has had difficulty identifying who was buried there. The inscription on the gravestones are written in a language that we cannot identify. I've sent the gravestone rubbings to some of my peers at the University of Connecticut. I'll reach out to you when I get a response from them. All the best, Daryl Henderson. Okay, I'm hoping that's all of the notes. Okay, we got the key to the house, so let's enter. Mr. and Mrs. Martin greeted us at the front porch. Mr. Martin led us downstairs to the basement, explaining that Amy was down there in restraints. I felt for him. There was guilt and shame in his voice. Amy was in the very back of the attic in a chair, perfectly calm, staring at us. It's hard to describe the look on her face. It was not the kind of look a child gives you. Okay, yeah, we're good. I like how the music just completely stops while you're exploring here. Oh, look, a picture of Amy and her parents. It's not creepy at all. You seem to have a little something extra following you there, Father Ward. Oh, that's lovely. Alright, let's not go down to the basement just yet. Let's go upstairs first. That appears to be a trail of blood, leading to a locked door. Lovely. Rubber ducky. I don't feel safe in my own home anymore. I hear voices outside around the house at night. I don't let the twins go out in the woods to play because I'm afraid of what's out there. The house itself feels stressed, distorted, slanted somehow. It's like I'm walking through a carnival funhouse. Amy's condition has only gotten worse. I can't stand to be around her and I just don't know why. She just doesn't seem like herself anymore. I want to take her to the doctor, but I can't leave the boys here. I find that the phone stops working throughout the day, and now I can't seem to find my car keys. Thank God Bob's comes home tomorrow. Here's the note just laying here. I guess I was the only one who thought to check in the attic. When I got up there, it was freezing cold. I found Amy standing in the back, looking straight at me like when I first met her downstairs. We spoke briefly, although it was frustrating to talk to her, or it. I experienced a bit of deception from the demon. During our conversation, she uttered my mother's first name, and in other instances spoke perfect Latin. I called for help from the others, but nobody came. So I raised my crucifix and began the rite again. I see. Bob must be stationed somewhere in the Middle East because he sent over this weird-looking doll for Amy's birthday. I'll ask Anish about it next time we have book club. She looks like she could be from over there. Amy didn't seem excited to see the doll. I think she would rather have a phone instead. Or maybe seeing a baby doll makes her feel self-conscious about working at the clinic. Should give you a bit of a hint of just what kind of clinic she works at. Oh, look at all the toys. I don't think any of these need to be purified. Yeah, nothing's reacting. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing else we can do upstairs at the moment, so let's head to the basement. Oh, great. More blood. Just what I wanted to see. And that can be purified. Dear Amy, thanks for writing. It really brightened my day hearing from you. In your letter, you asked what's the weirdest thing I've seen as a missionary. The area we are working in has a lot of folks who practice Quimbamba. It's what you might call a pagan religion. It's kind of a mix of Catholic and African religions. One of the saints they worship is San La Muerte, or Saint Death. Yesterday we talked to a boy, about 15. When we asked him if he had ever prayed, he said, "No, but I have prayed to San La Muerte." He told us about a time when he stayed over at his cousin's house, and, according to him, they prayed to some figures of San La Muerte, and the figures made things in the house move around. He got real quiet and scared looking after that. We told him that he could pray to God, and that God would make him feel scared like that. We invited him to church, but he hasn't come yet. I need to wrap this letter up and get back to work. See you in 4 months, Leighton. Interesting stuff. Oh. Mannequins. And a sewing machine. Okay, so there's only a couple more notes to go. Oh. Lovely. Amy's parents could not endure witnessing the proceedings of the rite for long. Mrs. Martin was hysterical, and the thing that was inside Amy was feeding off the fear. Father Allred asked me to take the Martins upstairs. I was physically worn out, but managed to get them back up the stairs into the kitchen. Amy was screaming, "Mother, Mother," the whole time. Finally, I got them to sit down with me at the kitchen table. After a few minutes, we couldn't hear much of anything down in the basement, so I went down to check on things. I found Father Allred lying on his back, unconscious, with his arms spread out wide. Amy was not in the chair. So these notes are actually some of these notes are actually being left by John Ward himself. Us. Uh-oh. Get away! Hello, Amy.
She is here.
Okay, so Amy is now around, and we need to repel her with the cross.
I can see you.
Right, so you need to look for the blood stains that are coming towards you. That's when she'll pop up. Then, like, 4 clones of her appear around you. The one that appears first, or flashes the most quickly, is the real deal.
My eyes. I see icon of sin.
You're the icon of sin? We're not in Doom.
Look at me. Babylon.
we're not too late. Abandon all hope, there is nothing.
I heard a door open upstairs.
Okay, we repelled her enough. Alright, let's chase after her upstairs. Molly, the church might contact you in a few days to tell you their version of what happened to me. I want you to hear it from me first. A year ago, I was involved in the exorcism of Amy Martin. What they said in the papers about what happened isn't true. She, my superior father, when I confronted her, she managed to cut the power to the house, and her own parents with their own... Some of it's blotted out. I have to go back to that house. The nightmares I'm having are real. She's still there waiting for me. I can still help her. If I don't come back, know that I love you and I'm sorry. John Ward. That's us. Spooky spinning crosses.
My God, what happened to you? Do you think my face is pretty? I have to finish what I started. She's my priest.
We'll see about that, Amy. Alright, let's start purifying her. Alright, this thing we can't do anything about. All we can do is just keep our distance. Oh, actually we did enough damage, good. Ooh, nice face, Amy. Alright, so she always appears the opposite way of where you find her here. So she's gonna appear from behind. From the side. Gotcha. Alright, next phase. Alright, so she's following the pentagram here. Down, left, right. So don't stand in the words she's leaving behind. Okay, and we got her. So the cool thing about this game is that all the cutscenes are rotoscoped. I find that very interesting.